Well, okay, Fang. A hell of a way to make an entrance there, pal. You're gonna fall off, look. Alrighty, give me 1 second here. We'll share some links, get some people in here, and have a little bit of a discussion. How's that sound? Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is pouring down rain outside. Alrighty, almost done here, y'all. Alrighty, welcome in, everybody. Good to have you here. Well, as soon as you get here, I guess. I got Mr. Fluffy sitting on my lap this morning, or this afternoon, I mean. There's the link to our Facebook page. You can go over there and hang out if you want. You got the kittens down there sleeping. So, lots and lots and lots of stuff going on in the news. So we're going to cover some of that. We're going to cover some funny stories. We're going to look up some stuff. So yeah, whatever you want to talk about, throw it in the chat and we'll get to it. So, found a surprise out. Supposedly, the second biggest nation that watches our content, I thought it would be Canada, but no, it's South Korea of all places. So if you are South Korean and watching this, welcome. How you doing? Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. And yeah, reach out sometime and talk to us. We'd enjoy that. We like talking to our friends overseas. So, oh boy. I know they're calling for flooding out here in the East Coast for the next couple of days. Meanwhile, the middle part of the country is supposed to be pretty nice the next couple of days, so enjoy it, y'all. Alright, let's go find the story quick. Oh, this is good. We'll talk about this because, yeah, he deserves it. This is from Sky News. It says, Boris Johnson attacked by ostrich while at safari park with his family. The former prime minister was bitten by an ostrich as he drove through a safari park with his son. And they got a 20-second video of it.
Want to know a secret? It's Jergens. The safe way to create
Of course, there's got to be a damn ad. Typical overimportant piece of crap. He thinks that they tell you you're not supposed to pet the animals or, reach out to, most of them say you're not even supposed to have your windows down. But he's out there reaching and trying to touch the damn thing. What else do we got going on here? Here in the science and tech industry here, we'll talk about some robots. China hosts world's first half marathon race between humans and robots. Some 21 humanoid robots raced alongside thousands of runners around the 21-kilometer, 13-mile course in Beijing on Saturday. Some 21 humanoid robots raced alongside thousands of runners in Beijing. Some of the robots that took part were as short as 3 foot 9 inches, while others were as tall as 5 foot 9 inches. They had to resemble humans and be able to walk or run. Wheels were not allowed. The winning robot was Tiangong Ultra, which crossed the finish line with a time of 2 hours and 40 minutes, while the men's winner of the race had a time of 1 hour and 2 minutes. So the robots can't keep up with us yet. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hey, Dave. How you doing, buddy? Ow! Boo! Get your claws out of my damn knee. Sorry about that. Oh, don't even think you're jumping up here, sweetheart. Callie just came out from outside. She is soaking wet. But, hi, Daniel. Welcome in. So, the winning robot in the marathon was 2 hours and 40 minutes for the finish line. A full almost hour and 20 minutes after the first human male at 1 hour and 2 minutes. So actually, they were an hour and 39 minutes behind. So that's kind of crazy that robots are that far behind us still. That's good. That means even my fat ass can still outrun the robot. Did you get to see Boris Johnson get bit by the ostrich? If not, I'll show that again. Yeah, I started the show with the Boris Johnson story. Apparently, they were going through a safari park, and he.
Create your own sunshine with Jergens Natural Glow Instant Sunrooms and smooth your 60-second summer tan.
So there's Boris Johnson getting bit, which he deserves. He's a piece of crap. All right, let's see here. Diamond earrings swallowed by suspected thief are recovered by police. You want to hear that story? This is my boo. Say hi, boo. We're going to talk about the diamond swallowing thief. The guy. Why? Wait, no, I can't see what he said here. And it's not showing up. So we'll pin the message. Tell the ostrich not to eat him, he's fake. Oh, man. Yeah, I thought it was funny. How the hell does he have a kid that young? That kid looks like he's maybe 3, 4. But that was pretty funny, I thought anyway. Alright, let's see. Let's read about the diamond earrings. Diamond Tiffany earrings swallowed by suspected thief are recovered by Florida police. Why did it have to happen in Florida, Elmo? The suspect was heard saying, "I should have thrown them out the window," and asked jail staff, "Am I going to be charged with what is in my stomach," according to an arrest report? Not a very smart thief, is he? Detectives have recovered 4 diamond earrings from a suspected thief 2 weeks after he swallowed the jewelry worth nearly 600 pounds during his arrest, U.S. police have said. The man, who was detained in Florida and had told staff at a Tiffany & Company store he was interested in buying earrings and a gold and a diamond ring on behalf of an Orlando Magic basketball player in February. He was escorted to a VIP room where he could view the jewelry, but a short time later, he jumped out of his chair, grabbed the jewelry, and forced his way out the door, Orlando Police Department said. Officers obtained the license plate of the suspect's car through shopping center security footage and tracked the vehicle. He was pulled over for driving without rear lights in Washington County, almost 340 miles away, a police report said. In the police car, an officer heard the suspect say, "I should have thrown them out the window," and at the Washington County jail, he asked staff, "Am I going to be charged with what is in my stomach," according to the arrest report. While some earrings were quickly recovered, the suspect was then transferred to hospital, where detectives monitored him as they waited to collect the remaining evidence. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have that job. The 4 stolen earrings, valued at $770,000, matched the serial numbers from the jewelry taken from the Tiffany store last month, detectives said. Hi, Ruth! Almost it's kind of like how the Democrats are showing how racist they really are with the African refugees. Yeah, I saw that too, but I just don't get it. So, Ruth, to give you a recap, we watched the video of Boris Johnson getting bit by an ostrich, which was hilarious, but I pity the poor ostrich. And now we're talking about a guy who swallowed diamond earrings from a Tiffany store in Florida, and the police had to wait for him to shit him out because the dumbass swallowed them. There's a picture of an x-ray where it shows the diamond earrings in his digestive tract here. There they are. So, ouch. I almost just talk about a shitty job, right? I thought it was bad enough when I had to clean animal stalls. Okay, we got 4 in the bed. Where's the 5th one at? So I don't hurt him. Or her. It would be a her because he's missing. I don't know where the little shit's at. Oh, there it is. She's sleeping right behind the computer monitor. What a turd. I'm sorry, is that bothering you, sir? I mean, miss? So, yeah, I don't understand why. What makes them think it's a good idea to swallow the stuff, you know? First off, it's a diamond. It can cut the shit out of your insides. Seriously, people. Think about it. I saw something that'll make Australian people laugh like hell. I just gotta find it again. Must not have been under this one. It's about New Zealand. If you thought sheep had to be scared in Scotland, man, yeah, right here it is. Yes, New Zealand still has more sheep than people, but humans are catching up. Bruce said, I was watching another live from a guy in one of our eastern provinces. He has good information to improving channels, but he's a little full of himself. Yeah, you kind of have to be kind of full of yourself to do this job most of the time. Just being honest. I actually have a hard time doing it sometimes because I have to come up with stuff to say that's not stupid. So, from Wellington, New Zealand, the vast number of sheep in New Zealand relative to the country's scant human population has long been the subject of jokes aimed at New Zealanders abroad. It's true the country is one of a handful in the world that's still home to more sheep than people, but humans are catching up according to new figures released Tuesday with a population of 23.6 million sheep and 5.3 million people. Are you kidding? That's not even close. Where'd they come up with that? That humans are catching up. That's like 5-1 sheep to humans, I think, if my math is right. Elmo says, sounds like a bad situation in New Zealand. Elmo has a son in New Zealand that goes, Dad! Oh my. Let's see what else we got. A rare New Zealand snail is filmed for the first time laying an egg from its neck. How the hell do you have a channel and tell people not to talk to each other in the chat? That's ridiculous. Should we go over and just start chatting with each other in his live stream, Ruth? We'll take everybody over to his channel for a minute and that'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Right, Elmo? He sounds like a narcissist. He only wants people to talk to him. let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the Diddy trial. So, Sean Diddy Combs trial live updates. Cassie Ventura testifies about freak-offs and S abuse. Sean Diddy Combs' former girlfriend, the R&B singer Cassie, is on the witness stand in his SA trial. She is delivering an emotional testimony a day after prosecutors showed jurors video of the music mogul doing bad things to her in a hotel in 2016. Let me just say this real quick. That just shows you that the government will hold on to anything they think they can use against you to try and control you later on. Just so you know. Because the FBI had that video since 2016, and they didn't do anything with it till last year. Almost says, take me, Jay, and Dave, give him a heart attack. How we can twist stuff. The charges. Combs has pled not guilty to 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. The evidence. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson argued against letting media outlets see explicit videos, saying there was good legal precedent to keep such materials out of the public record. Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said that there was no aspect of the videos that was not in nature of adult pornography. He said they all contained images of people who are nude, having sex, or about to have sex. I am so glad I am not a juror in this freaking thing. Because I will tell you what, if I had to see Oprah, T.D. Jakes, or any of those people naked, I'd rather poke my eyes out with a freaking pair of knitting needles. You know? The jury, 12 jurors, 8 men and 4 women, and 6 alternates, were chosen just before opening statements began Monday. They include a massage therapist, an investment analyst, a deli clerk, and a deli clerk. The jurors and non-identities are known to the court and the prosecution and defense sides, but won't be made public. Cassie said she used drugs during every freak-off she participated in. Well, I mean, whether she realized it or not, she still used drugs if she had that baby oil in her. So, here it says, each freak-off involved about 10 large bottles of Johnson's brand baby oil, Cassie says. That's crazy. Well, again, I am so glad I am not a part of that. Someone had the common sense to not have the trial on camera. You can't have the trial on camera in a federal courtroom, Ruth. Apparently that's the law somehow. I don't understand it, but whatever. Almost said it would be a great money-making opportunity to be on the jury. You could sell barf bags to the others. So, Trump is in the Middle East right now. I don't know if you know that or not. But he got one of the biggest signs of respect from the Saudi prince that you can get, and that is that the crown prince showed up at the airport and greeted Trump there, which, is unheard of. I mean, think about it. What do you do with Joe Biden? They did a fist bump thing. That's all he wanted to do with Joe Biden. So, what else we got going on? Excuse me. This will make you sick if you're a veteran. Yeah, it's a federal case, Ruth. Pete Buttigieg returns to Iowa for Veterans Town Hall amid talk of another White House bid. Would you want to... I didn't realize he was an intelligence officer in the Navy. Oh, Navy Reserves. Okay, gotcha. But he served in Afghanistan. Huh. Well, I will say thank you for his service if he did serve. That's not something that I will begrudge him. I still won't vote for him. I can't understand how he thinks the way he does, being a veteran, but I don't know, maybe his husband pounded his head against the headboard one too many times and just gave him total brain damage. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but FDA and RFK Jr. aim to remove ingestible fluoride products used to protect kids' teeth. That's a good thing, in my opinion. Fluoride is bad for you. Hurry back, Daniel. Here we go. Another losing venture for the mainstream media. ESPN says its direct-to-consumer streaming service will debut in September at $29.99 a month. This is going to sink faster than the Titanic. Nobody watches ESPN. Nobody cares about ESPN. So, yeah, that's going to not go over well, I don't think, in my opinion. So, well, that thought didn't last very long, did it? Excuse me. The hell is this? I don't watch any sports on TV, only playoffs. I get more interested, and then I can get it on here. Yeah. Red-eyed zombie bugs emerge hungry for sex after 17-year slumber, and they're set to take over these states. After lying dormant for nearly 2 decades, billions of sex-crazed cicadas will be emerging. Isn't it interesting that they put the emphasis on the sex part of this story? I mean, don't all bugs, that's basically their entire life cycle. They hatch, they grow up, they mate, and die. It's just kind of strange to me that they put that much of a emphasis on that. Yeah, that's what I said to her, Elmo. Elmo said he's heating up ribs from the other night. Sounds good. I made pork loin tonight for supper. No, Dave, I don't have anything against bugs having sex. Just pisses me off they're having more sex than I am, apparently. Ruth said, I keep up with what is happening all the time. I just don't watch it on TV. Yeah, me too, Ruth. Black and white sports here on YouTube's pretty good for keeping up with sports stuff. They've got a couple of different channels that they run as well. Look at those little shits. Don't they look comfortable? Makes me just want to crawl down there and go to sleep with them. Elmo says apparently 16 pounds of ribs is too much for 2 people to eat in one sitting. Back in the day, Daniel, I could have eaten that by myself, bud. I guess that's probably why I'm so fat now. Elmo says that's not what you call what those calluses on your hand say. Hi, KT. Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. KT, are you from South Korea, if I may ask? You leave the calluses on my hands alone there, Elmo. I earned them fair and square working my ass off. I'm doing a treat tonight. Tonight I am making banana milkshakes for dessert. So that ought to be fun. All right, what else do we got going on here? Where was this at? I got a story for you. This is from May 3rd. I just heard about it. It said plane passengers miraculously survived alligator-infested waters for 36 hours before finally being rescued. Come here, baby. You're all wet. I'm drying Callie off. She's just came in. Milkshakes are yummy. Yeah, they are, Dave. A group left stranded in alligator-infested waters after their plane was forced to make an emergency landing was finally rescued Friday after 36 hours. 5 people were found atop the small plane, which disappeared from the radar of the Beni department in central Bolivia. The survivors, 3 women, a child, and their 29-year-old pilot, were discovered by fishermen in Bolivia's Amazon region on Friday in excellent condition. Wilson Avia, director of the Beni Department's Emergency Operations Center, told the BBC. Well, you know what I'd be doing? If I saw the gators coming up to me, I would have been throwing one of them kids for a snack. I would have kept them away for a little bit. Kidding. I'm kidding. I would have called Tim Walls. Tim Walls could have beat off a million alligators. That's horrible. Oh my. Let's see. You're more likely to develop an allergy to red meat if you live in the suburbs, and here's why. Gator tail is awesome. I'll have to come down and try it sometime, Elmo. I said, there goes the neighborhood. Suburban living has its upsides, bigger homes, less noise, and more natural green spaces, to name a few. Developments with grassy lawns and wooded parks draw families because they create a sense of relaxation and offer safe areas for children to explore and play, boosting physical and mental health. But some creepy, clinging intruders pose a threat to these serene settings by transmitting disease and even sparking an unusual allergy to red meat. Certain ticks can trigger alpha-gal syndrome, AGS, a possible life-threatening allergic reaction to beef, pork, lamb, or other animal products. Screw that. Scientists from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill say they have identified potential environmental drivers of AGS risk by mapping 462 confirmed cases in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Just another reason to hate ticks. You know what I mean? I did watch a really interesting video earlier today. Let me go see if I can find it in my history here. This one here. I'm going to share it in the Discord right now. But there's I think it was a retired Navy SEAL talking about about China and how they, well, or it's just going to kick me out for some reason. Well, he talks about China and how, yes, they're making strides and they're catching up to us. And yes, they're making massive volumes of ships and this and that and stuff. But here's what they're saying, and it's being proven with the Pakistan-India war right now. China is supplying Pakistan with almost all of its defense stuff. And Pakistan successfully, India successfully hit 3 different air bases in Pakistan, and the Chinese defenses did nothing. They just sat there. So I don't know if that's a failure on the part of the people who are supposed to be running it, or if it's the equipment failure, but so far it does not look like it's a good deal. Yeah, I burn ticks here. We've found a couple so far this year, Dave. They go in the ashtray and you light them on fire till they go pop. Yummy strawberry milk today instead of chocolate. Bruce said the case of these 2 kids missing in Nova Scotia, the stories about the parents are going nuts on every YouTube channel covering it. Wow, I haven't heard anything. Let's go look that up, Ruth. Almost said they ordered their defense from Temu. Pretty much. That's what they're saying. Alright. Two kids missing Nova Scotia. Police say nearly 200 tips have come in. Okay, this is from your Canadian Broadcasting Company up there. Royal Canadian Mounted Police say they are interviewing dozens of people in search for missing Nova Scotia children. Lily and Jack Sullivan, aged 6 and 4, were reported missing on May 2nd. This is the one where they just walked out into the wilderness and were never found, right? Disappearance from their home in Pictou County, including interviews with those closest to them. Police received a 911 call reporting their siblings had wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station, a rural area about 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax. Unfortunately, there's so many different things that it could be. I mean, They might have wandered somewhere and hopped in a vehicle with somebody they don't know and took off, or, hell, somebody they know might have taken them after they left the property. But we'll pray that they get found soon. And I hope it's not the parents. That'll really piss me off. I can't stand it when kids get hurt to begin with, but when it's somebody that's supposed to care and love for them like their parents, that just breaks my heart even more. That doesn't make me feel any better, Ruth. Ruth says the more you hear about the actions of the parents, makes them sound more guilty. That's sad. The Mountie said 35 people have been identified for formal interviews as part of the investigation, including community members and those closest to the children. Royal Canadian Mounted Police also confirmed that an underwater recovery team searched lakes around Lansdowne Station on May 8th and 9th, but did not recover any evidence. So that's good. At least they're not in the lake. So we'll pray for them to come back home soon. So. Is Schumer really that stupid? Chuck Schumer to place hold on Trump DOJ nominees amid questions on Qatar's luxury jet gift. Okay. The jet is not a gift to Trump. It's a gift to the nation. It's a gift to the country. It's the next Air Force One. Are these people that fucking stupid? Now they got me cussing. Okay, if you're a baseball fan, I don't care. You're going to love this. It should have happened while he was still alive, but, they're a bunch of big babies who can't shut up and do the right thing. Pete Rose reinstated by MLB and is eligible for Baseball Hall of Fame. Baseball's all-time hit leader, who died at 83 last September, has been banned since 1989 after an investigation revealed that he had placed bets while playing for and managing the Cincinnati Reds. So, yeah, he'll make it in first round. I think it's bullshit. There's people that play the game today that have done worse things than bet on games, you know. I lost the chat. Oh my. But yeah, so I'm happy to hear about Pete Rose. I think it's stupid that they put him on a do not ban thing. If you want to ban him from playing or managing, that's one thing, but don't ban him from being put into, you know, in the Hall of Fame. He's basically the greatest person to play the game in my one of the greatest in my opinion. You know. Anybody out there? Do I need to restart this thing? They just do it so no one knows they were betting on it. Yeah, I mean, and now, I mean, they're practically in bed with these betting companies. So I think it's ridiculous. It brings into question all the games at this point, and especially seeing all the crazy stuff that's going on. You see it in football all the time where the referees make bad calls, and they're blatantly bad calls, and it just makes you think: are they doing this to change the outcome of the betting stuff? Because you know that can change a lot of money. That can affect a lot of people, and one of these times they're going to sue. And if they sue and can get past discovery and find proof that, you know, the NFL is telling referees to do certain things to change the betting aspects of games, that'll be the end of the NFL, in my opinion. Oh my. So what's going on with everybody today? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Are y'all having a good day? Just kind of chilling out and stuff today, or anything important going on? Wonder why Willow's laying outside the thing. They said it's almost 90 there. Holy crap.
What's up?
What's going on, bud? Being
The hell we
dry.
got down here? Are they the new ones or the old ones?
These are the little ones. These are new ones.
You finally find them?
Oh no, these aren't the ones that Tiny had. These are the ones that this is Callie's newest litter. Yeah,
Bitch.
I haven't found the other ones.
Are you
yet.
watching her to see where she's going?
Callie's right here. I've been trying to find to follow Tiny, but she disappears on me, and I can't. She's too fast for me. So, did you hear where they've reinstated Pete Rose for the Baseball Hall of Fame now since he passed away?
I don't agree with it, but whatever.
No?
No, he fucked up, dude.
Well, I agree, but being
He
banned from
just
playing the sport is one thing, but he was still a Hall of
well,
Famer.
he was a Hall of Famer. His performance, he disrespected the game, disrespected his fans.
Yeah. I just, like I said today, or a minute ago, I think that it's wrong now that they've made betting this whole big thing on the large scale that it is, and
Well, I know, but
made,
it's different between you betting and an actual player who can control the outcome of the game betting.
yeah, but you watch a lot of these football games and stuff now where these referees
I
are
know.
just making these strange freaking calls that shouldn't have been called or make no sense, and you're sitting there thinking, are they doing this to change the odds of something, or what are they doing?
Well, never
So
said it was right, but
like I said, if somebody sued the NFL over it and got past discovery and found where they were actually telling the referees to make bad calls to change the betting status, that would be the end of the NFL or any
I think
sporting organization at that point.
I think it's Taylor Swift's fault, bitch.
Yeah, it's always her fault. Where you at, Fred?
Fuck, somewhere in Arkansas.
Well, should be dry down there today, ain't?
Yeah. Just had to get a few groceries, take a break. I got to run at midnight, so I saw you on here. Just thought I'd chat. I was over in the grocery store when you.
Oh, nifty.
I needed some water for my CPAP. While I was over there, I just got stuff I needed.
Did you go to Piggly Wiggly?
No, it's a place called Harps. It's a little mom and pop chain down here.
Nice. Nice to know they still have some mom and pop chains
It's
around
kind
anymore.
of like a Piggly Wiggly. It's about that size. It's not a very big chain, but it's just.
Oh boy. So yeah, it started raining last night and it's been raining all damn day today. So up this way anyway.
Put some cat litter in my garbage can for them midnight runs because I ain't getting up, getting dressed just to go inside.
Yeah. Nice thing is these kittens are already litter trained.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, they pretty much come out that way. They just pay attention.
Yeah, we put a litter box out here for them and they use it.
Well, monkey see, monkey do.
The chat keeps screwing up on me here. Or at least I guess it's screwing up. I don't know. Maybe people aren't saying nothing. Oh my. So anything new going on down your way?
No. Same old shit, different day. Just trying to make one day go into another one without incident.
Sounds like a good plan.
Well, sometimes it's easier than it looks. One day at a time.
That's all you can do. So, telling them I'm going to make banana milkshakes tonight.
Banana milkshakes.
Yep.
And I'm way the fuck over here.
You don't come up my way anymore.
I do, but it's usually in the middle of the night, Chris. I'm not going to wake you up in the middle of the night. I appreciate the offer, but
Ruth says I'm here listening while trying to get some stuff done. Okay, Ruth, not a problem. Just wanted to make sure the chat was still working. If you were saying something, I want to make sure I'm getting it, you know? I don't want you thinking I'm like that other guy who's getting mad because you're all talking to each other. Ruth said she was in a live stream earlier. Some guy that gives good tips on how to make your channel better. And the dude was getting pissed off because people were sharing their channels and subscribing and talking to each other, and he didn't like it.
He opened himself up for that.
Yeah.
Kind of thought that's what the channel was about. Helps and tips and what have you.
Oh boy. I told her, I said, we should all go over there and just start talking to each other. Piss them off.
No, because you know what it'd be like if he did it on yours.
Yeah. Oh man. So where are you headed to? Anywhere fun and exciting?
I'm supposed to go drop a load of beer, turn around, go back to Cincinnati, and turn around and come back down here with a load of tomatoes, canned tomatoes for. We lost one of our customers, but they've agreed to let us get our trailers out there loaded. So which they didn't have to do, so the drivers would make money doing it.
Yeah. That's nice of them, but wonder why you lost them. One of your drivers screw something up or what?
No, another company underbid us.
Dope.
We got a sales team that needs some training. I just really want my opinion about it.
Yeah, it doesn't help your business if you have people that don't know what they're doing and
No,
they're
it
letting
don't.
you get undercut. There we go. I had to plug the other phone in or it was going to die. Jamie said, Fred, with exclamation points.
What's up, girls? Guys, gals.
Ruth said he really only has 50,000 subs himself. It's not like he's a really big channel. Well, that's kind of interesting. I mean, 50,000 is a lot better than what I got.
50,000, but yeah, he's going to sit there and give advice on how to make it better. He might need to work on his shit before he gives advice.
I get these messages all the time on here and on Rumble about how they can help me get more people and this and that and all this other shit, and I'm just like, delete, goodbye. You go do
help
yours.
me. Shut up.
We do our thing. If people want to show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. It's just the way it is.
There you go.
Then I'm not beholden to anybody.
Right.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Ann.
I hate to eat and run, but I'm horizontal, so.
All right, bud. Enjoy your sleep.
I'll talk to you later. All right. Have a good
night.
One. Bye.
Later. Hi, Ann. Ann says, hi, everyone. Yeah, it sounds like he's a little too full of himself there, Ruth. But that gives me somebody to make fun of, so I'm good with it. I'm an asshole, but at least I'm good at it. So yeah, it's actually a nice lull in the weather. No real extreme weather going on right now, so that's good. Except for the flooding part, that's not good. But don't know who we're talking about. Ruth was in a channel earlier where a guy was supposedly giving tips on how to make your channel better, and he was getting pissed off at people for talking to each other and subscribing to each other and all that stuff in the chat. So I'm just making fun of that. That's kind of stupid in my opinion, but it is what it is. It's his channel, so I guess he can do whatever he wants to do, but that sounds like a way to ruin it. Get people to unsubscribe and leave you the hell alone if you're going to act like an asshole like that. But I did share a funny X post earlier today. I can't say what it says because it's got words that'll get me canceled. So let me see if I can find that post. Oh wait, I shared it. Never mind. I go to my profile and get it. There you go. It's got wording in there that only black people can use and not get in trouble for, so knock yourself out with that one. It's pretty funny. The Hodge twins shared it. That's the reason I shared it, because it was hilarious coming from them guys. But apparently there is a thing going on the internet now called black fatigue, where it's people complaining about, just crazy shit that some black people are doing. And then, to be honest, there's crazy white people out there too. But then this black guy said, let's be honest here, it's not a black person problem, it's a N-word problem. And yeah, so I have a problem with, if I don't want to be called something, I'm not going to run around calling other people that thing, If it's a bad thing, it should be a bad thing for you to say as well, in my opinion. Here's the picture of the show. This is what's supposed to be up on the thumbnail. You like that one? Oh, man. This weather's kicking my ass up, I'll tell you that. Between the pain that it brings with it and just making me tired. Because, yeah, listening to rain always made me tired. That's one of the things that makes me relax, is listening to like a rainforest scene, and that's very soothing, to me anyway. So what the hell did I do? Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. I'm an idiot. What the hell? Alright, I'm still playing some more. Sorry, y'all. I tried to do something different and it said, yeah, how about screw you? I shared the Facebook page too. I don't know if y'all are on there or not. But let me share this here again. There's the Facebook page channel if you want to head to help daughter. Well, you're back. Well, welcome back. Hi, daughter. What animal was she working on today, Dave? Hey, Jamie. There's Boo. She's asleep on my legal binder. And then Mommy's over here on top of the. Hold on, let me see. Right there's Mom. She's on top of the electric heater sleeping. Oh, a car issue? Well, hopefully it's nothing major. And then up here on top of the cat condo is Fluffy. There's the fluffer nuffer. And Fang and Sweet Pea are upstairs. They're up in the loft. So. Oh my. Yeah, they've been. Fluffy got in earlier today in the house. New hood props. That's not too bad. A couple pins and as long as you don't have to change the mounts, it's not too bad if it's just putting the new props in. Because I'm guessing you're talking about the gas shocks type things, Dave. Or is her springs? It depends on how old the car is, I guess. But yeah, Fluff got in the house earlier and went over back behind the damn TV and took a nap, the little shithead. And I'm getting yelled at the entire time because he's not supposed to be in the house right now. Yeah, the gas light, yeah. I do miss working on cars, man. I used to spend more at Advanced Auto Parts than most, small garages that did it professionally. All right, Jamie. To the point where I had to replace the starter in my 87 Firebird. And when I went to start it, it locked up and caught fire. And it was, it was a defection of the part. It had nothing to do with me how I put it in. I put it in right. And the manager at Advanced tried to argue with me, telling me he wasn't going to replace it, even though it had a limited lifetime warranty on it. and he's trying to say it was my fault that he couldn't replace it because the hood that goes over the gear that goes out to engage um, the shaft, the cylinder that starts your car, the servo is what it's called. But the hood that covers the servo broke off because of the fire. And he was trying to say that I broke it, and that's why I was trying to replace it. It got to the point where he had to call his regional manager, and his regional manager berated him. I could hear him word for word, and the guy was holding the phone away from him as his manager yelled at him. So Dave said, I love detailing cars. I hate working on them unless it's real minor, like oil changes. Yeah. Nowadays, it's crazy the shit that you have to do to even do some things. So it's not like oil changes or change spark plugs. They've got some of these motors crammed into these little cars to the point where you've got to like drop the motor in order to just change spark plugs or anything. I've seen some people that have taken and done, made modifications to their vehicle, like going inside and cutting your firewall so that the firewall drops in and you can get to the spark plugs from inside the car instead of having to drop the entire motor down. So, yeah, I used to be really good at detailing, Dave. I used to detail the Firebird at least once a week. Give it a nice bath, armor all everything, buff it. And the neighbor kid was asking me one time, why do you buff your car every week? And I'm like, because my car sits underneath of a freaking pine tree and it saps on it, so I wash it and buff it every week to get all that off and make sure that the sap doesn't actually stick to the car. And she's like, really? That helps with keeping it from sticking? And I'm like, yeah, it does. And she's like, so if I ran and jumped on your car, I'd slide right off the other side. I said, well, as long as you keep your skin off of it, yeah. She said, can I try? I said, sure. So she ran, slid across the hood of my Firebird, and ended up falling on her head on the other side, which was hilarious. I laughed like crazy at that one. But if you're going to learn how to detail a car completely and correctly, especially if you're buffing a car, go to a junkyard, find a car that you know they're not going to fix, and ask the guy at the junkyard if you can practice buffing on an old car. And here's why. Because you need to learn how to do it to where, first off, you're not leaving swirl marks all through it, because that looks like shit. And second, you need to learn how to do it to the point where you're not cooking the paint and burning it. It's a real fine line a lot of times, especially with these new paint coatings that they put on this shit. You got to be really careful how you're doing it. And clear coat's its own little monster, honestly. So clear coat can be a pain in the ass. If you don't do it right, it'll cloud up. Yeah. But I definitely enjoyed doing that sort of thing. The worst thing I ever worked on was my mom's, what the hell was it called? I can't remember the name of the car. But it was a really shitty design. They literally put the coil packs on the backside of the motor against the firewall. And I'm just like, are you retarded? You have to be retarded to do this because... All right, Daniel, take care. Have a good night, buddy. Tell the wife we said hello. It was just such a pain in the ass to reach around the back of that motor. First off, to feel your way around to get them off. And then, trying to put the new ones back in. That's one of the reasons why I love my Bonneville so much. My coil packs on my Bonneville are right there, front and center. They were easy to get to and take on and off. So, but yeah. If you ever have a question about the mechanics of an older car, you can hit me up. I'll try my best to work through stuff with you and help you. Still pretty good at that, at troubleshooting and coming up with solutions for that. I don't know if you can see this, but can you see the door? The wind is picking up here so much that it's actually moving the door in and out. Miss Thing is by herself over there, Miss Willow. So, yeah, I love my Bonneville. I had a 98 Bonneville, I believe it was. And, yeah, that thing was a beast. Jamie says, you would hate my car, Dave. Laugh out loud. It's a Nissan Altima right now. Still waiting on the Santa Fe transfer. Miss Boo is up moving around now. She's getting a drink. $19.85. Yeah, my grandparents had the older box style, which is the 85s would have been the box style Bonneville. Mine was after they did the re-engineering, and they made the Bonneville, Firebird, and Grand Am and Grand Prix look almost exactly alike, all that rounded body style. So, here I can show you a picture of my Firebird. And at one point, you can actually get like a V6 racing motor for in your cars that had the V6 motors in them. Young lady, I told you about putting your claws in me. So you do it again. Ouch, hold on. Sorry. Boo decided to jump up into my daggone lap right as I was holding this up. That was my other baby. You can't see it very good there. Let me try turning down the contrast here. And it was raining that day. You couldn't even tell that the car was wet. That's how polished I had it. Hi, Miss Boo. Hi, Miss Boo. Oh my. At one point I actually ripped the rear end out of the Firebird and completely rebuilt the gearings and spindles and put all new fluid in the pump or in the pumpkin and put it back together. Yeah. I miss doing stuff like that, like I said. I miss being productive in general. So, oh my. Well, y'all, I think we'll call it a little early tonight. I got some things I gotta do, and this chair is really killing my back. I'm sorry. But, I will see you on Discord here in a little bit. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully maybe we learned some things tonight. But, yeah. From all the kitties and myself, thank you. And we will talk to you all tomorrow morning. So, but thanks for hanging out, everyone. We will see you soon. Peace. We're out. Say bye, Boo. Say bye, Boo. Say bye. Hey, Thomas. Thomas said, have a good day, all. Bruce said, have a good night, everyone. Dave said, be safe, everybody. All right. We'll talk to you in the morning. I'll talk to you later on Discord. See yous. Have a good night.